So now next starts with the loop statements that are used in the Python language. So in this Python language here in this chapter we are going to deal with the two loop statements, that is while loop and the for loop. So before actually starting with the syntax of a while loop, let me discuss something about the loop statements. So actually why do we require a loop to be used in the any programming language? So, if at all, if you require the any set of these statements or any tasks to be executed again and again repeatedly for some number of iterations. So at that time, instead of executing or writing the same statements again and again to make it execute repeatedly, we can just include it in a loop so that it automatically executes the number of times depending upon either condition or the iterations. So in order to discuss or start with this loop statements, let's start with a while loop here. So what is the syntax to be used for writing the while loop? So the three things that are required here is the while keyword, and while keyword followed with the condition, and condition needs to be followed with a colon, and after that with a proper indentation, a block of statements to be included to tell that which statements to be executed for that loop. So let's see the same thing with an example here now. So while keyword is required, before that I just want to initialize the value here. Fine. While keyword, listen carefully here. This is the syntax to be used for the while loop here. While keyword followed by the condition, and immediately after the condition you need to type the colon, and just you press the enter key. So you can see while pressing the enter key automatically the cursor is pointing here, leaving some space over here. So the default space that is being left here is nothing but the indentation that needs to be followed for the block of the statements included for this loop here. So here I just want to print the I value, and no semicolons are required here. See, do remember in Python you need not have to use the semicolons for the executable lines. So again press the enter key. So in order to continue with the same set of the block, that is the block of the statements for the while loop, it is maintaining the same indentation here. So here I'll just decrement here -1. That's it. So if you want to get out of the while loop, then go back to the same indentation that is being followed for the rest of the statements in this program here. So I'll just print as a thank you. So I'll just run this and let me see how does it behaves here. So you can see here it is printing the values here. So what has been written in this program is I value has been initialized and while loop has been used, that is to tell that these two statements need to be repeatedly executed. So the question mark is for how many times these two statements has to be executed. So this is the condition which tell that for how many times these two statements are has to be executed. So until and unless the I is greater than 0. So for the first time I is 5, it will print, and in the next statement it will decrement that I value by 1, and again it will go to the first iteration here. It will check out whether still I is greater than 0. Yes. At the second iteration I value is 4 and still it is greater than 0. Print it. Again decrement it by 1, which becomes I as a 3, and again it will check the condition. So this is going to continue until and unless the I is greater than 0. Once the I becomes less than 0, then it stops the executing these statements to come out of the loop, and then finally it will print the last statement of this program. So let's see one more example with the while loop here. So I hope you understood the syntax. This example I have shown you just to show that what syntax needs to be used in order to use the while loop here. So coming to the next example here, you can see here the same program has been written using the if statement as well as the while statement, just to show you the what is the difference between the if and the while statement here. So you can see the spam is equal to 0, until and unless the spam is less than 5, it has to display the some message as a hello world, and then immediately after that you can see the spam value has been incremented. So here also the same thing has been done, but only difference here is instead of while, the if statement has been used here. So you only tell me what difference does it make if I execute both the programs here. So if the you are going to execute this part of the code, that is the code written with the if statement, this hello world is going to execute only once. So though it is going to increment the value over here spam, but this iteration is going to execute only once. Since you have used the while statement here, it is going to execute for the 5 times here. Why? Because it is a loop statement. So saying that these two statements has to execute until and unless this condition fails. So that's why the while loop is said to be as an infinite loop. Why? Because you cannot say theoretically that how many times the while loop or these two statements are going to be executed. Until and unless you can just tell that these two statements are going to be executed until and unless this condition fails here. So the same thing has been indicated here with the flow chart. This is the if statement you can see here. So start here, if check the condition, if it is false end, if it is true, print this statement, increment, and again it is a end here. So make a comparison here what happens the same example by using the while statement here. So start, check the condition. If it is false, of course it is also end in this case also. But if it is a true, you can see here, print the hello world, increment the spam value. So instead of going to the end, you can see it is being repeated back to check the condition here. So again the spam value will be checked. If the condition is true, again these two statements will be executed, and again it will go back to check the condition. If it is true, again repeat these two statements, again check the condition. So that means when this loop has to end or this loop has to be broken once this condition fails here. So let's see the same example again with the function here. I think I have not typed this example. So let's see with the further examples there. So if you want, you can check it out by typing this. So coming to the next example, what has been done here? Since I told you that it is an infinite loop, so always you can put a condition in such a way that, or to tell that when this loop has to end or when this loop has to be terminated here. So you can see here, the name variable has been taken with a empty string. So in this while loop, you are checking whether the name is not equal to this string. So your name is a string here, followed by the colon, which is the syntax to be used here. And with the indentation, you can see what needs to be done for this loop. Please type your name, and here you are reading name is equal to input. So that means how does it is going to behave here? So first it will come here, it will check whether the name is equal to your name. So initially it is an empty string, so of course the name is not equal to your name, and then it will display some message on it. Please type your name. You are going to type the name here. So suppose if you type anything apart from the your name, so again this is going to be repeated here. It will check the condition, so whether it is same, it will check it, or else it is going to repeat here. So let's see how does it behaves here. So I'll just type as a file. So see, it is repeating into the loop, because in the example you can see here the condition that is being checked is whether the name is not equal to your name. So I'll type some more names here. Ram, no, Hari, no. So what is being expected here is YOUR your space NEMT. So you can see now the loop has been terminated here. So you can see Palram, whenever I enter the other names apart from the your name, so it is being executed in the same way, or the it is still under the loop itself. So as soon as you type the your name, which is the condition to be satisfied in order to break the loop, if name is not equal to your name, then proceed with these two treatments, or else if it is equal, then directly it has to come out of the loop and it has to print the thank you. So that is what is done here in this example. So the same example has been indicated with the flow chart here, that just to show you how does this executes here. So the execution starts here, and initially the name variable has been initialized with the empty string, and next immediately it is going to check the condition whether the name is not equal to your name. So if it is not equal means, if it is equal, then it will come out of this condition and just it will print the message as a thank you. That is if we are typed it as a your name. If it is true, that if it is not equal to your name, then it will go here, this message will be displayed, the name will be read by the user, and once the user enters any name, again it will go back here and check the condition whether it is a your name. If it is not your name, then this will be repeated again. So for how many times it is repeated? Until and unless the user types the name as a your name. So let's see how we can use the break and the continue statements in the while loop here. So whenever you are going to use, there are the two cases, two keywords that you can use with the loops here. Either it may be with the while loop or the for loop. You can go for using the break and the continue statements, but both have the differences in the way they are executed here. So let's see what is the difference here now. So in this also you can see the while has been used with a true condition here. So whenever you use the true boolean value with the while loop, so you keep in mind that it is going to enter into the infinite loop. That means a while loop is always considered as a true in this case. So once you enter with the block of the statements within the loop here, so what you are displaying here is, please type your name, you are reading the name, and here you are checking if name is equal to your name. If the entered string by the user is your name, then immediately you are executing the break statement. See, do concentrate here, the if is also a conditional statement for which you require the colon to be used, and here to tell that the block of statement to be executed only for this if statement, again you need to maintain a certain indentation here. That means if the string entered by the user is your name, it a break statements needs to be executed. Then what does this break statement is going to do? It is going to break the loop itself, and then it will come out of the while loop, and then it will continue with the next statement outside the while loop here. So do remember here, whenever you use the break statement inside the loop, so the break is going to break that loop, and where it is going to start, it is going to begin with the next statement outside the while loop here. So let me see whether I have written this code or example in the idle or not. Yes, it's there. While break. See, you can see the same example. It's not like a new thing I have written here. The same example I have taken here. So where it is going to read some string from the user, and it will check whether it is your name. If it is your name, it has to completely come out of the while loop, and then it has to display the thank you. So let's see how does it executes here. So I'll write something else than the your name initially. Write it as a Rohini. So see, still it is in the loop. That means it is continuously asking me to enter the name. Please type your name. So now it is a Kanasu. Right. So next I'll type it as a Avani. Right. So this is going to continue into the same loop here. So please type your name, read the name. It will check the condition whether the string is equal to your name. No, then again continue from the first statement of the while loop here. But how to come out of this? For that you need to enter the input as a your name. So let me see what happens here. Your name. So you can see once I type the same string, what is being expected here to break the loop here, your name, then this break statement is executed, for which it will come out of this entire loop and directly it is printing the statement which is outside the loop here. So you can check here. I hope this usage of the break statement is clear to you people. So the same thing has been again explained here with the flow chart here. For 80 examples that has been given in this chapter, all the things has been explained with the flow chart here, just to make you clear with a pictorial representation that how does the break statements are going to behave, how does the loop is going to behave by using the break and the continue statements here. So let's check how does it behaves here. So name has been right. So always, since it is a true here, while true is there, so you are going to read the name which is stored in a variable name. Here you are checking the condition whether it is equal to this string. If it is false, repeat the loop here. If it is true, then break means you have to come out of directly the loop and then you have to display some statement, and which is the end of the program here. So you can see the break, while executing the break statement, it is not going to continue anywhere with the loop. Instead, it is just coming out of the loop and it is going to proceed to the end of the program here. So coming to the continue statements. So you only tell me what is the biggest difference between the break and the continue statements here, because we have already studied these two things in the other programming languages as well. So the only single difference between the break and the continue statements is, as I shown you in the previous example, whenever you use the break statement, it is directly going to break the loop and come out of the loop and proceed with the next statement. But here, if you use a continue statement, of course it is going to break the loop, but it will continue with the next iteration of the loop here. So this is the difference, only biggest difference between the continue statement and the break statement. So as we'll see how it is done here in this example. So as usual, while is always considered as a true, and then you are displaying some messages, who are you, expecting the user to enter the name. If name is not equal to Joe, so here you are putting some condition as Joe. So if it is the name is not equal to this Joe, then you have used the continue keyword here. So this continue, what does it is going to do? It is just going to break this iteration, stopping the execution of these three statements, but it will continue with the next iteration from here. So that is next iteration of the loop itself. So again it will ask the name. If it is again not Jew, again it will ask the name. That means it will continue with the iteration of the loop itself, but only breaking the current iteration here. Okay. So follow to that, if once the user has entered the Joe, then you will display the messages, hello Joe, what is the password? And you can see here what is the password that is being expected here is swordfish. So if this password has been entered by the user, and then here for this if statement, the break statement has been used, asking that once the user enters the name as a Joe and the password as a swordfish, so it has to come out of this loop and it has to continue with the statement outside the loop here. So let's see with this again with the example here. The same program. So the same example I have typed here. So always while condition being true, asks for a name. If the user enters Joe, then the further procedure, these statements needs to be executed. Until and unless the user is going to enter the Joe, the loop has to continue, for which the continue statement has been used. So make sure that if you use the continue statement, it is only going to break the current iteration of that loop, and allowing the next iteration to be executed as usual. If you are going to use the break statements, it is going to break the entire loop, and where it is going to continue with the next statement outside the loop here. So let me see how does it executes here. Okay, so I'll just type it as a John. So you can see continue means so you can see here, who are you, John? Again it is being asking who are you, that means it is executing from this statement. So since I have not typed Zo where we have used the continue, that means it will stop this current iteration and then it will start with the first line from the next iteration of the loop. So now I'll type the another name as a Alice here. So again it will ask for a who are you. So every time it is saying that it is starting with the first line from the next iteration of the loop here. So as soon as I type it as a Joe here, you can see as soon as I start with the Joe, this part is skipped, and next it is going to proceed with the next statement or inside the loop here. Hello, what is the password? So it is asking the password to be entered here. So just I'll type the same thing what has been given here in this program, swordfish, and type the enter, and you can see here access granted is executed. Why? Because the password has been matched and break is going to be executed, for which it will come outside the while loop, and then it is going to access the grant. The statement outside the for loop will be executed here. I hope everyone is clear with the continue and the break statements here. So as I told you again, it has been explained with the figure here. So it is a self-explanatory. You can go through it. If you don't understand, then let me know. So let's continue this for loop in the next video.